Hello. So, my dad has this truck, and recently it's gone viral because it has two fronts, like two steering wheels, two front ends of a car, no back, and everybody's really confused. I wanted to show you guys and have my dad talk about it because I don't know a whole lot about cars, but he knows a lot about it, and he can tell you how it works and where he got it and all that stuff. Yeah, my legs hurt. I'm in a barn right now, in case you're wondering. We live on a farm that's also a car lot, kind of, for my dad. My dad has a lot of cars. This is one of them. I thought I would show you. Let's go see it.
Hi, my name's Eric. I'm Stephi's dad. The truck originally was from Arizona. I had a business in Lowell, the next town over, about 15 years ago. And I was looking for something to attract attention to my business. And I went on eBay and I was looking for a blimp or a balloon or something. When I went on eBay, I couldn't find anything that I liked. There was no blimps or balloons or anything. So I said, I put in advertising highest first. I came up with this, and it looked nothing like it does today. It had been built by a Chevy dealership and a GMC dealership in the old days, and they used to just park it in front of one or the other, and they would use it to attract attention to their place. Well, no one ever had driven it or anything. So I got it, and I had a shipping company bring it out on a car carrier, and that was an interesting story in itself. The guy that was shipping it, he called me up about 2 weeks into the trip. He introduced himself, and I said, what can I do for you? And he said, I just want to thank you. And I said, for what? He said, for ruining my fucking life. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, people pass me, they stop. They pass me, they stop. He said, the DOT pulled me over in Ohio. He said they didn't want to see my logbook, they wanted to see the truck. And I thought I thought it was a joke. I thought the guy was going to laugh, but he never laughed. I think he had lost his mind. I think in the course of the 3 weeks that it took him to get out, something had happened to him, because even when he came and brought it to me, he never laughed. I thought when he dropped it off, he wanted to kill me.
Well, if he gets tired of going that way, she takes over and goes this way, right?
So, what kind of shape was it in when you got it?
Well,
It wasn't rusty, was it?
it wasn't rusty, but the problem with cars from Arizona is that the only way I can describe it, it's like take your car and put it in the oven, set it on 750 and leave it in there for 3 weeks. The paint gets baked, the seats, the tires, everything that's made out of rubber or anything gets totally fried. The dashboards crack, the carpet dries up. People always are talking about cars from the West Coast and stuff, and they're good. They don't rust, but it's not the best thing for all the other stuff.
What do you think about Dad's car?
Sick.
The paint was totally faded. It was the same color then. It had white on the sides here, and it used to have a stainless trim package, and that part was okay. But the inside, the dashboards and everything were horrible. I replaced the carpets. I found all the pieces out of the most fancy models, the Silverado, so now they both sides have a headliner and everything. If you look inside, both sides are basically the same. It has everything on one end as it does on the other. I ended up replacing the engine. Until last year, it had the original engine in it, which was old and tired, and I tried to upgrade it a bit. It used to have 3 fan belts. That's the way they did things back in the old days. That was a horror show. I updated all that. I put electric fans in it. It's got late model air conditioning now. And I carpeted the inside here. I had a lot of help from a friend of mine, Artie. He helped me out with a lot of the custom work. I had another friend of mine who had painted the inner fenders and whatnot, but Artie and I had put the engine in. Over the winter, I put a new transmission in, and I put an overdrive transmission in. Used to get horrible mileage because it was an old 3-speed transmission, and now it's 4-speed. I can cruise down the highway at 75, no problems. These are LED headlights. They turn into the little white parentheses turn into turn signals when they're on. My plate is a Interesting story. I went down to the DMV a couple months ago and I told the girl down there that I needed an application for a vanity plate. And before I told her what I wanted, I showed her a picture of the truck and she said, "What the fuck?" And I said, no, I said, "They won't let me have that." I said, "So I'm just getting what the." The other end here, I have the world. Well, for starters, I have tail lights. They come out of a school bus. Those are LEDs. Brake lights on. That makes it so people don't think that's the front. One of the things I had forgotten to do was to have tail lights for my license plate lights. So I got these. These are actually for a motorcycle, and they're little teeny lights. Inside the back, I have the world's biggest trunk. It's actually very practical. You can do a lot of shopping. It's a little hard to park at the supermarket, but if you do find a parking space, there's plenty of room to put your stuff.
Is it legal?
It is legal. In the back, under these red lights, those used to be the turn signals. Those are my backup lights. The bumpers are at the right height and everything. A lot of people, they'll take like a Chevy Blazer or something and they'll put a Camaro body on it, and their bumpers are way up in the air, and that's not legal, because if somebody hits you, they're going to go underneath. Because the bumpers are at the same height they always were, there's not really anything that's not legal about it. It had 15-inch wheels on it until about a month ago. They were about 30 years old, and they just looked really dated. I didn't want to buy new ones because they were too much money, so I kept looking on Craigslist, and I found these wheels. A kid down in Connecticut had them, and he wanted to trade them for something a little smaller because they were too big for his car. And I told him, I'd like to buy them, but I had nothing to trade because the tires that I had wouldn't work for him. So a couple weeks later, he called me up and he said he's still interested in the wheels. And I told him I was. I said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "I'm going to put my stock wheels back on." So I had to drive about 90 miles down to Connecticut to get them. But it really helped the looks of the truck out tremendously. It's hard to have a bad day and drive this truck. Yeah. About 15 years ago, I had a Monday. It was so bad, I was still in a bad mood on Tuesday. It was a really, really bad day. And so the next day, on Tuesday, I had to go to get some parts for one of the cars I was working on up in a town up in southern New Hampshire. I was going to take my car, and at the last second I hopped in the truck and I was driving up there. And everybody's pulling up beside me and they're giving me the thumbs up and they're smiling, and I'm looking at them like, "Screw you, leave me alone." I just was pissed off. I didn't want to play the game. And then finally I looked over at this guy and he just had this smile from ear to ear, and he was going like this, and I looked at him and I kind of cracked a little smile, and it was like the curse was lifted. I couldn't be in a bad mood anymore. I went to the place I was buying my parts, and when I came out from getting my parts, everybody from the owner down to the lot boy were all out looking at my truck and talking to me about it. And when I got back to my work, everybody's, "What happened to you? You left, you were ready to rip somebody's head off, and now you're in a good mood," and it changed everything.
What do you guys think of my dad's car?
The thing is, what
You don't know where you're coming and going in that car.
That's correct.
Where do you sit, in the front or the back?
I see in the back.
Oh, really? Looking the other way?
I mean, the front.
Does it have two motors or two trunks?
He doesn't know whether he's coming or going,
Yeah.
but it's a head turner for sure.
Does it help you get hot girls?
Well, I don't know about that, but everybody seems to like it. If you drive down the highway, there's just constantly just people. You can see cameras and cell phones, and people are taking pictures of it, and you can hear them driving on the rumble strip sometime because they're driving a little bit too far to the left or the right, and it's fun.
Have you ever caused any accidents?
Not as far as I know. All I can say, it's just I have more fun driving this than anything I've ever driven. I drive this and I get my picture taken every 2 minutes, so it's pretty cool.
Do you feel like a celebrity?
I don't feel like a celebrity, but I feel like I'm giving people some enjoyment because it makes them smile and they show their friends and all that.
I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry it's not really like my usual stuff, but this is for all you car lovers out there. I just wanted to show you my dad's car because it's kind of cool. If you're new here and you like traveling hippie idiot dreadlock girls like me, then check out my other videos because I do a lot of like travel vlogs and random annoying stuff. Subscribe, give this a thumbs up, and I hope you're having a lovely day. I can't talk. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.